All right, we're back and we're live.
What's up?
Okay, so this is a follow-up for my last video where I was like in the midst of like recognizing stuff. I was going through it. I told you guys, I was like, this part sucks. This part of like going through the journey where you have to plod through the stuff that you realize is maybe holding you back or things you've been doing wrong. And so it was not fun, right? And I was realizing things about myself and things that I had been doing and things I needed to do better, just all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that. It was like avalanche, avalanche, avalanche on me. And it was not fun. And so it kind of sucked. And I was feeling kind of funky for a couple days because it was like, well, shit, like this, I knew that wasn't it, but I wasn't sure, like, I wasn't sure what the next step would be. So, just kind of, I remember thinking, okay, so you just have to like kind of sit with this and let it pass by, but also not just be like a lump, be active and be aware. Oh, so I wrote, did I write about that? I don't think I did write about that. Actually, I don't think I did. But I was writing about just what I wanted to create. That's what it was. I wasn't writing about like, oh, I'm feeling crappy because of this stuff. I was writing about here's what I want. Here's what I do want. And so, and that was good. And so the realization and recognition, like, okay, so I've done these things. I felt kind of bad. I was kind of beating myself up a little bit, like, you should have done this better. You should have done that better. And you should have been more sensitive. But then it was like, look, there's no perfection. No one is going to get this exactly right. Of course you're going to make mistakes. Of course you've screwed up stuff before. And so what? And so it's fine. So I just had to come back and just be clear. I am not going out like that. I might be down, but I'm not out. And, excuse me. Oh, my nose itches. Oh, sorry. And as I've said, this is a process, and this whole thing I'm doing is to just go through this process for better or for worse and say, this is what it's like. And so I took a couple days to just sort of sit with that and be with myself with it, whatever, and kind of feel how it shook out. And now I'm like, fuck it, so I made some mistakes, whatever. And that's not to say that I'm saying it doesn't matter or I'm casting that stuff aside, because it does matter. And I think the important part is to learn from your mistakes, right? We all know that. But as I said, I'm not just gonna stay there. That's not the whole point of this. The point is to go through it, to get to the other side, to find out what I need to find out in the meantime, and then to improve, to just, set my intention. Okay, so I realized let's say I was too slow. Hola, how is that? The real Ed King. Hola, habla español. Bueno, gracias for tuning in. So okay, so the point is that I'm gonna walk through it, and like I said, I feel like I'm being bold enough to go, look, this is my shit. Here's my stuff open. I wish I'd done something faster in terms of a business situation. Perhaps I could have been more sensitive to people in personal situations. Like a couple of friends have said, you're kind of blowing me off before, things like that. And I was like, wow, I really didn't mean to do that. I guess I was just so focused on myself. So, by the way, one thing I do want to do is slow down with my talking. My mother has always said, you talk so fast, you talk so fast. And so I think it's because my mind is like throwing stuff out so quickly, but I'm gonna try to slow it down. Yeah, so anyway, Andrew, do not throw things down here like that. Don't throw stuff down. That's my child throwing stuff down in our driveway. Like, what are you doing? Anyway, the point is, and has been, to move through this and to be really honest about all the different stages of going through it. Some of it's great, and you'll have days where I feel fantastic and I'm on top of the world and I'm the shit and whatever, and other days I'm like, damn, what's wrong? What's not right with this? So I made a couple of notes. I want to make sure I say what I need to say. Oh, look, and I even put in here, take the notes, right? So you learn, you take the notes, whether that's literally or figuratively, but you notice, like, okay, I needed to do better in that situation. And so, boom, check that. Like, but specifically, what does that mean? Okay, be more sensitive, maybe listen to other people more, maybe, as I said, have more follow through. Although I will say, I talked to someone recently who was doing very well in her business, and I asked her, I'm like, have you gotten to this level of success because you're just always on top of it, always, 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 you have like amazing follow through? And she's like, not at all. She's like, my follow through sucks. but I'm at the point now where I can hire people to do some of these details for me that I'm not great at doing. And I was like, okay. So it's not about perfection, right? There is no perfection. We know this. But it is about learning, okay, what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? Where are areas that I just don't want to do stuff? What are the areas where I need to do better, but it's really hard for me, or I don't have time so much for that, right? And figure that stuff out. And then also, don't be too hard. I feel like I was going, shit, I wish I'd done better. Well, you didn't, that time you didn't. Sometimes I do great. And that's the flip side of stuff. So on the one hand, it's like, don't be too hard. Yeah, recognize that you can do better. The other hand, I need to congratulate myself a ton, because I've done a lot of shit to get myself to where I am, to move me and my child alone to an island nation, and to set up look at it, we have a beautiful home, by the way. Can I just say, we're comfortable and we're chilling and life is great. And so, I think a lot of people have a tendency to just go, oh no, this is wrong, and I wish I'd done that, and I should be here, and I'm this age, or I've, accomplished this, but I need to be higher. And I see you. It's my silly boy. But it's like, let's just stop and go, wow, look what I have done. Look, I noticed today I was like checking out my body, because I've been in the gym consistently for a while now. And I see the results, and I'm like, that's awesome, good for me, let me pat myself on the back. So again, this is all part of the process. I feel really strong today, as you can probably hear and tell, but I felt like it was really important to come on and share that. I was like, I'll just wait for a few days and kind of see what else filters out. But then I'm like, no, go on and show this part. This is an important part to demonstrate to people that even if you have a shit day one day, the very next day might be great. It might not be, but you can be pretty sure that whatever it is you're going through, it's not going to linger forever, unless you just wallow in it. And I'm not planning to wallow, and I don't think that anyone else out there should wallow either. Oh, thank you. What kind of results do you see? All right, what's next? Oh, become intentional. So I have every intention of having an even better life than I have now. 2019, and someone asked me the other day, they're like, oh, are you doing New Year's resolutions? And I was like, absolutely not. I hadn't even thought about the word resolution. But as I mentioned in a previous video, I am participating in this group, kind of like a collective creation, let's say, project, to be very clear, be very intentional about what I want to set up for myself. Oh, thank you, Alaya. I do have a lot less stress. It's so true. It's really true. But it's been intentional. This didn't just happen magically. I came down here. I knew I wanted a different life. So let me back up. Well, no, let me stay. So I was talking about 2019, setting my intentions. I've been able to like manifest this type of life. And absolutely, I do look better. I've lost weight. I'm happier. I wasn't unhappy before, but I was like, I just felt like, what else is there? This can't just be it. And so I just created something else for myself. And so now I'm like, great, now I'm at this level, but I know I want to go up here next, right? So for 2019, I want to go higher. And so I'm being very focused. I have my journal here. Let me show you this is my it's a basic little journal. I don't have anything fancy. Some people get really fancy ones, but I've been like filling up pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff just recently, just in the past few days. As part of this program I'm doing, like, okay, in the different areas of your life, what do I want? What do I want health-wise? I want to continue to look good and feel good and work out and all that, and eat better, less crap, because I like sweets, right? So less junk, more fresh foods. I mean, there's plenty of fresh stuff here, so there's really no excuse. In terms of my work life, what do I want? My finances, like specifically, I talked about this before, what number do I want to achieve? So I'm very focused on that, like monthly, what I want to get. Love life, of course, can't miss out on that. Oh, so Elias, send me an email and I'll send you the link for the program. It's on Facebook, and it's awesome. You'll love it. It's not too late, but you gotta hurry up, because we've already started some stuff. So anyway, so there's different, spiritually, right? Whatever belief system you have, what works for you. You journal about everything, right? One of them was service to others. Good, I hope you do, because I will send you the link, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And you'll see the woman who's running it. She's killing it. She lives in Bali. Okay, I'm here in the DR, which is cool. She's in Bali with her family. She's like, I'm up, I'm out. She left the US too, and she's got this business. And I'm like, okay, how do I get to that level? That's what I'm trying to do. So there's always more. Wait, now I left my notes. Hang on, let me check again. Okay, so becoming intentional is huge. You don't just like wake up and willy-nilly do your day. You're gonna get willy-nilly fucking results. Excuse me, but you are. And the reason I say that is because I know that before I was kind of like half-assing it. I mean, listen, let me say this. I've been an achiever all my life. I've done very well in terms of accomplishing certain goals. And so I know that there's certain things I can do, right? Like for me, school was always really easy, right? Degrees and whatever. And so I did that. But then it was like, well, now what do I do with this stuff, right? So you have to be intentional about, well, what do you want? Now what? And so I had to figure that shit out basically. And now I know I want a life where I can be free, where I can have people help me in my home and in my work. My son is happy and he's goofing around, and I get to live in a place like this or wherever else I may choose to live. This isn't it. I don't think we're gonna live in the DR forever. I give us a few years, we'll see, and then we're gonna bounce to the next spot probably. Oh yeah, so I already said everything's about to get really better. That's for sure. I already know it. Why? Because I've committed to it. I have committed to it, and I'm doing the work. I am, and it feels great. It's not like drudgery. I mean, definitely there's some days where I'm like, I don't feel like journaling. I don't feel like getting up and focusing. But then I'm like, well, and be clear. And I even like today, I was kind of struggling with belief. Like, can I make that much money? Can I make that much money doing it the way I want to do it? And so instead of just forcing myself to write, I'm gonna make X amount of dollars. Excuse me, as I look at that. My own, or like the struggle with the belief. So I was like, okay, I believe I can have this. I believe I can earn this. I believe I can, and not even always earn, but receive, because however it comes to me, I'm cool with that. I mean, obviously, if someone drops off money covered with blood, I'm a little hesitant. But basically, I'm talking about legitimate, great ways of earning a living, making a living, having a life that are good for me, that are good for the people around me, that are good for the planet, that are good for our society, just everything, like love and peace and joy. I'm all about that for everyone, and I believe it's possible. Okay, so I said this too. I said, if you're going through some stuff in your life right now, this sucks, right? If you're in a really shit place, or you're having a hard time, or there's people in your life that are bringing drama or whatever stuff. But when I say don't run away from it, what I mean is notice that. Like, what is that? Why is it in your life? Why are you feeling the negative feelings? Why are there people around you like that? Why are you allowing this, right? I mean, sometimes it's people right in our home and our family, and you can't necessarily quote unquote divorce yourself from that, but there may be a way to limit their influence. Maybe if you're in the same household and or you're at a job, let's say, where you need a job, and so right now you can't just walk out, you just fill your own mind with stuff that's going to counteract their negativity, their drama, right? And eventually, if you feed yourself and you feed yourself and you feed yourself with enough of that, other stuff will start to fall away. So when I say don't run from the crap that's in your life, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying don't strive to change it. I am saying, while you're in it, look at it and understand, what is my part in this? How can I change it? And then begin to change it. It's everything starts from the inside. So read some stuff. I was reading tons of things like, I used to follow Abraham Hicks, and I still do to an extent. Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer, oh my gosh, Neil Donald Walsh, the guy who wrote Conversations with God. I mean, I've read all that stuff. Marianne Williamson, it doesn't matter. Google like spiritual books, or go to the bookstore, or go on YouTube or Amazon and look for those kinds of things that you want to see. All right. Oh yeah, but you might have to get really close to the shit to inspect it. You might have to get really close and snip it and go, is this mine? Did I create this shit? Or is this someone else's stuff? And it's like, but the wind's blowing it my way. And if it is, I'm trying to get out of that downstream wind, right? So the point is, you got to get really, really clear about what is it that's in your life, the good and the bad. Like my other thing said, the bad and the ugly. And I had to recognize it one way or another. Either I've allowed it, someone else to bring it, or I've done it by my own, just my own behaviors. And so, and what I'm talking about, this last thing was like I said, my business, and maybe not being as sensitive in some ways as I could have been to people. And so I'm like, okay, well, I can change that, and I'm going to change that. So, and it feels better already just making the decision to do it and knowing I'm on my path. I'm about to kick ass. Let me just be clear. I'm about to kick ass in 2019. It's going to be awesome. So watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. Okay, all right. What else? Yeah, so okay, so intention and belief, right? That's one of the big things from this project I'm doing. Your intention, which we know, you've got to intend something for yourself. And if you're not clear about that, I keep saying you have to get clear. What do you intend? Do you intend to lose some weight? Do you intend to stay in your same job? Do you intend to stay in your same house? Whatever it is, if it's not that, you better get busy writing down what you do intend, right? And I'm talking about open up a book, get a pen. I don't care. I prefer pen and paper as opposed to computer. Some people like a laptop thing. I have a laptop, of course, but I'm saying pen and paper, it's like there's like a process or something that happens when it goes out of your brain, down your arm, and onto the pad. So write it down. In 2019 or today or next month or whatever it is, I will receive, $10,000 a month. Whatever your number is, if you know the number. If you don't know your number, think about that. Why don't you know how much you want to make? I will attract a loving relationship. I will have a job that I love. I will live in a beautiful home that I enjoy. I will have help for myself and my family. Whatever it is. I will start the business I've been dreaming of forever. All that stuff. Write it down, get really specific, intend it, which means expect it, plan for it, think it's gonna happen, and then believe it. And if like me, like you have sometimes where you struggle with belief, like can I really make $10,000 a month, let's say? Why is that hard to believe? Right? I had to check myself. Why am I thinking maybe, how am I gonna suddenly get this much money? Then I'm gonna write about that. I'm gonna write through the sticking point and go, I do believe I can earn this. I do believe I can live this life. I do believe, and you write it and you write. You might not believe it at all when you're writing it, but you keep on. You get in the mirror in your bathroom. You've heard this, right? Get in the mirror and you go, I am able, I am worthy, I am beautiful. You can be 500 pounds, be like, I am beautiful, I am somebody, I am whatever. The words I am are powerful, right? It's the name of God. It says in the Bible. Not that you have to be Christian, but I'm just saying, you hear me, people, right? Do you hear me? Holla if you hear me. Press like if you hear me. Subscribe if you hear me. All right, so like I said, I had to come back and tell you guys, I am back in it, and I feel very well, as you can tell. I'm about to go do some work, make some money, and thank you a lot, Alaya. Thank you. Mwah. Awesome. Yeah, I have some stuff to do. I started a little side business here, because why not? Because why not make some more money? While I'm on my way to making my big money, I'm gonna make my little bits and pieces. I'm planting seeds, and so nothing is too small, nothing is too big. Dream big. I am going for it. I'm going for it. Oh, cool. I'll be happy to see if you come this way. I'm not leaving. I'm staying for the holidays. My mom's coming in town this week, so my son's birthday is on Saturday, so we're gonna celebrate. We're going to the capital. We're gonna come back to my little lovely town here, and I'm gonna just do it. Watch me. Watch me. All right, guys, I gotta go. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love, and I believe we can do this, right? Let's do it. Bye.